Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Racha, Kodash. Double honors to my apostles and elder bishops and great millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Lord's hopeful elect scattered abroad. I'm Brother Towers of War from the GMS New Jersey camp, and just here again, all right, to do a lesson in the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Hopefully, you brothers and you few sisters who tune in, the hopeful elect, you get edified, and may it build upon your faith toward the Lord. All right, now this is just a click the button, just flowing in the spirit. What you see behind you in the background of the video, well, on the screen, is a few videos dealing with the M.O.T.B. What is the M.O.T.B? That is the mark of the beast. It's just a lot of collective of information, all right, that deals with this prophecy that is written in the scriptures. Revelations 13:16. He calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in his right hand or in his forehead, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark. All right, and that's the prophecy. I would like to play maybe some of these. Some of these you already saw. Some of them are pretty old, but it all lines up to the coming M.O.T.B, which is the mark of the beast, which is the micro C-hip. Okay, we say C-hip, which means, you know, microchip, right? That will be caused to be put inside your body. All right, and the scriptures give the indicator, which is the right hand or the forehead, which is really just an indicator showing that it will be inside you in order for you to pay allegiance to the beast, which is the system, which this system goes back to the pagan Roman Empire. It's just modern day of Rome with the same devils that ruled back then, ruling now. All right, and the game change is you taking this micro C-hip inside the body. Now, the M.O.T.B, as you should know, and I'm only singing to the choir for you brothers that know and you few sisters that tune in to get edified, but for anybody who's new coming along in this thing and looking to learn, the M.O.T.B is a powerful device that will change the world, and that will give man extraordinary ability. All right, this is why Edom claims that he will be a god. All right, he claims he will be a god. Right, he will be a god, as the scriptures say in 2 Thessalonians, that he wants to sit in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. All right, and him playing God, which is really, he was designed to be the wicked. He's a creature. Well, he's a creature like we are. We all are creatures. But he was chosen to be the wicked. And that's going into the book, well, precept that comes to mind, Job 9:24. The earth was given into the hand of the wicked. All right, he is the wicked. And the scriptures do speak on also, Apostle Paul, he brought it out, how he said, he shall be revealed in his time, which is the son of perdition. Oh, and I want to bring that out because I had found something on that, which was a quick Google search. I'd like to read that real quick if I can. Son of perdition, right? And all I did was a quick Google search of son of perdition, right? And it says the son of perdition, right, is a biblical term referring to a person doomed to spiritual ruin and eternal damnation. That's Edom. That's Edom. Esau, Edom, man. All right. Though he started with tears, he was rejected, as is written. He was rejected. And just like it says in Obadiah, after he served a punishment of 1,000 years of captivity, hard bondage slavery, the Lord's going to round him up and destroy him from off the face of the earth. So once you understand the foundation of these scriptures and understanding prophecy, I must say, all right, you look at Edom again. You understand the scriptures, and then you look at them, and I mean the heads thereof, the house of Esau, the elite, and the plans that they have for you. You understand why they doing any and everything to hopefully avoid the punishment that's coming upon them from Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. That's why they talk about aliens, and this is why, you know, they like for more information of things we don't even understand to come to light. You know, this is why they want to bring forth this micro C-hip, because they hoping that maybe they can upset prophecy. But nothing is gonna upset the Lord's prophecy. Matter of fact, I got a quick scripture. Let me bring this out real quick. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 55, verse 11. It says, so shall my word, right? The Heavenly Father, his word, be that goeth forth out of his mouth. Excuse me, let me read this right. It says, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. So when the Most High already, all right, spoke on matters that's going to take place, is going to happen. So there's no upsetting prophecy. You can't go back and rewrite, you know, or do anything to change when the Most High already spoke the end from the very beginning. All right, he spoke the end from the very beginning. And because this is in the spirit, right, flowing in the spirit, I just pushed the button. I want to grab the precepts that come to my mind, right? This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 9, and verse 5. It says, for like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. Now, is this the scripture I want? Right. Let's read from verse 4. Let me read it again. 2nd Esdras 9 and 4. Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Right? From the beginning. The Most High spoke of the end. He said, for like that as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end. Did not the Babylonian Empire have a beginning? Didn't have an end? It had an end. What about the Greek Empire? Right? They had a beginning, they had an end. The Romans, they had a beginning, they had an end. Right? America, which we living through now, all right, out of Great Britain, have a beginning and it has an end. And this goes back to Daniel's dream as well, I'm thinking about, because that rock that's going to destroy that statue is Yahushua. All right? America is the last stop. And through the Greeks, the Romans, and through Great Britain and America, these are all Edomites. The Lord cut this devil short from ruling for so long because he's the wicked. Yahushua said he shortened the days for the elect's sake, least no flesh will be saved. So can you imagine Edom ruling ever since the Greeks? We would have all be finished, right? The world, people, look, Esau is on the verge of destroying himself, man. All right, with AI, and recently, video I just saw from Yuval Noah Harari, he talking about the warnings and dangers of AI, artificial intelligence, that's going to take over the world. Remember the beginning of this year, Elon Musk mentioned about the AI God is here. So this is who they're going to worship. Okay, this is who's supposed to, you know, according to Yuval Noah Harari, he said AI has the ability to write a new Bible, right? And basically he's believing, I guess AI has surpassed the God of the Bible, the God of the Israelites, all right, which the world ignorantly calls God, but his true name is Yahweh. and his son name is Yahushua. But see, this is where they fail to understand, because the wicked has no understanding of the truth. Okay? He has no understanding of the truth. That the Heavenly Father is omnipotent. This means he's all powerful. Okay? He thought us into existence, man. So how dare you? But, you know, it's the way the Most High set it up, so it has to be. All right? Now, it says, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonder and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. And this one is going out in the Big Bang. The Lord's salvation coming to the Lord's elect of the Israelites is going to be great. So great that it's going to triumph over the time he delivered us out of Egypt. It's going to triumph so great that it's going to make the time when he delivered us out of Egypt to be very small, man. What's that, Jeremiah? No more will it be said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children out of the land of the north. I forgot, I might be messing it up. But he said, matter of fact, let me get that, Salakia, if I can. Let me see, bear with me 1 second. Jeremiah. It says, Jeremiah 16:14. Therefore, behold, it says, the days come, saith Yahweh, that it shall no more be said, Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, but Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of the north, and from all the lands, whether he have driven them, and I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. Now the land of the north is the northern hemisphere, North America. So this is prophecy. The Lord didn't do this. He said from all the lands he have driven them, because the Israelites been scattered throughout all the nations. Do this mean all nations can make it? No. The Israelites, the elect of Israel throughout all the nations will make it. This means you have Israelites that have taken the customs and the ways of the heathens, and that actually some look like heathens. Do that mean heathens could make it? No, it does not. Some of these heathens out here that got the salt, they're Israelites in the spirit. All right, and we see that. The Lord gave us the discernment to understand. So we have that. We have the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. All right, the scriptures say the knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of our times. It keeps us stable. All right, we have the truth. It says, but Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north and from all the lands, whether he have driven them, and I will bring them again, see, again, into their land that I gave unto their fathers. Yeah, all right, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It says, behold, I will send for fishers, saith Yahweh, and they shall fish them, and after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. So that's music, man. That's music right there. All right. So going back to the son of perdition, which I had here, the son of perdition is a biblical term referring to a person doomed to spiritual ruin and eternal damnation. That's Esau, Edom. So now, as Apostle Paul said, he shall be revealed in his time. Who is the son of perdition? Esau, Edom. Right? Now, to give you biblical references, it says key characteristics. Opposition of God. A son of perdition is characterized by a deliberate and inconcilable stance against the Most High's redemptive truth and will. But that was a little screenshot. I screenshotted from some information that I came across yesterday. Just quick Google search, you know, not deep. It's not deep at all. The son of perdition. All right. So let me play a video or two, and hopefully they're not long. I'm not even sure how the video. They're not in order or anything. I'm just gonna be, do it in the spirit. Click a video. I'm not gonna choose every one, and I don't even know if these videos will be played. So let's see what we can do here. All right, on YouTube. So first one I'll click is this one.
And our apps are not just the easiest way to spend money, they're the safest way, unless of course we misplace our phones or hard to misplace your hands, however. And soon your hand may be all that you need to buy. Swiping and tapping our cards and our apps are not just the easiest way to spend money, they're the safest way, unless of course we misplace our phones or our wallets, and then it's a nightmare. It is hard to misplace your hands, however. And soon your hand may be all that you need to buy anything that you can afford and many things that you can't. Because a company called Walletmore is developing a very teeny tiny chip. You see it there in the x-ray? That should creep you out. The chip is like the ones that are found in smart credit cards or debit cards, and the chip gets embedded just under your skin and makes your whole hand a credit card.
All right, so, fair use as well. Not using these videos for monetary gain, just for educational purposes. Also, it's just news that came out. All right, just, spinning back the news. And, yeah, you heard it. So let's move on.
Oh, just a quick question. When you look out at what's happening so far in the sphere, do you see any ways in which, the transaction data, so helpful, are being used now or could be used or should be put into a plan? Just any specific example?
Well, I can give you one example in China because I personally experienced it, right? Those transaction data can be utilized by service providers in credit underwriting, in the sense that, those transaction data in terms of how many coffee I drink every day, where I buy coffee, do I use Uber every day, and what kind of working hours I have. Those non-traditional data can be very useful for financial service providers to give me a credit score.
Wow.
And based on a credit score, the financial service provider give me a credit line.
Wow.
Without any face-to-face due diligence. That's a big saving because traditionally, banks, they need to do due diligence. They need to.
And see, he's saying this as if it's so, good to have. This is, I believe, going into the, the CBDC, Central Bank Digital Currency, backed by a carbon footprint. They want to give you a certain credit. It's more like a voucher, as one guy explained it on the Joe Rogan show, like a voucher. And, having money and having a social credit score, is two different things, man. The way that God put it, that I remember, it's an old video, pretty old, but if I remember, he was saying, let's say if you go to buy a cheeseburger on Monday, they want, these banks, Edom wants to be in your life, so detailed that he can stop you from eating he can stop you from purchasing another cheeseburger within that week if he like. Because you may have the funds, but you may not have the credit to buy. Like, you might have the money to buy it, but they said, okay, you already ate a cheeseburger this week, you can't have another one. And that's how detailed they want to control in your life. So it's all about control, brothers. It's all about control, man. All right? It's all about control. If it's not control, because Esau, what he has the power, he has the resources. All right, he created his own money. He stole it. He took the gold and gave you a IOU note, gave you some type of tangible paper to make you think you got money. And that's how Jake is sleep, man. All these little YNs, I'm gonna say DYNs, dumb young niggas, they put the money, the Federal Reserve notes to their ear. But ain't gonna be no more racks, they call it, and flashing money in videos. What you gonna be flashing? Chips in your arm and shit? How you gonna make it rain? Some women, they like to be disrespectful because they follow the DYNs, and they throw money in your face to disrespect you like she got it like that. Smacking you in the face with some money. But it ain't gonna happen no more with the transactions of digital currency. So all this shit is about to change, and yes, it's gonna go down. It's gonna go down, man. It's gonna go down. But is Esau's gonna be? Is he gonna accomplish his will and be a success? Is he gonna accomplish his will and be a success? No, he's not. Because the Most High said through Job, right, that he will he's eating, he will come down upon him, you know? So let's continue on in the video.
Meet with us face to face. They need to even visit my home if they want to give me a home equity loan, right? So there's a lot of costs associated with traditional credit underwriting. But the non-traditional credit underwriting is based on data. And there is no need for face-to-face meeting. And it's much faster and much cheaper. And that's a way to create value. And we see a lot of that already in China because we have very good mobile payment system in China. And those service providers, they are providing a lot of additional financial service in addition to payment. And that can be very profitable. And that's the value we are talking about to make it attractive to private sector players to join this ecosystem.
Well,
Moving on.
Have you ever wondered how the Neuralink chip implanted in the brain will work? To install Elon Musk's Neuralink, first a robot will make a hole in your head with a drill machine, and then fit the chip inside with accuracy, out of which threads thinner than hair will be coming out, and there will be electrodes placed on these threads, which will be able to directly contact with your brain cells. Then whatever thought comes to your mind, this chip will read it and take action in real life. We'll get it done. That is, now the work will be done just by thinking, and there will be no need to even touch.
So you heard that, right? So just moving on.
Feel the pressure?
Okay. Not gonna play that one.
The World Economic Forum is on.
Not gonna play that. 'Cause some of these videos that I have, you know, I think YouTube is come on, these niggas, man. Get on my damn nerves, man. Not going nowhere, bro. It's like you're driving, bro, and people are stupid out here driving with heathens, man. But anyway, that's why this shit gonna stop. The Lord gonna take away these cars, everybody's car, you know. You got some wackos riding in these cars that didn't even deserve license. But anyway, some of these videos I believe that I have is probably not playable on YouTube. I think some of these I put on the Odyssey page as well. Can't tell you how long ago or which ones exactly. So I'm just through the spirit, just flicking through videos that I have. All right, which I have a lot, you know. So this one here, let me play this.
The latest technology designed to surveil populations, monitor for thought crimes, and alter human behavior, with or without your consent. As NPR reports, it's neither a bird nor a plane, but a winged microchip as small as a grain of sand that can be carried by the wind as it monitors such things as pollution levels or the spread of airborne diseases. Per usual, the manipulative mainstream media is only giving their audience half of the story. But strap yourself in, because we've got the WF-funded scientists at Northwestern University admitting on video what the real agenda is behind the groundbreaking technology. Citing nature as inspiration, a team of engineers at Northwestern University have developed the first ever flying microchip. Unfortunately for humanity, this incredible feat of engineering is going to be put to an evil use by the global elites in their war on humanity.
This project has been to add capability for winged flight to electronic circuit chips, with the idea that those capabilities would allow us to distribute highly functional but miniaturized electronic devices that could sense the environment for disease tracking, population surveillance, maybe monitoring of the environment.
All right, that's, you know, he mentioned what it was, but this is going into something else, so we're gonna move on. Same.
Well, they're no longer hiding it, friends. Bill Gates' digital IDs will be mandatory to participate in society. Make sure you hold the screen to pause and read, and take a look at my Patreon, where you'll find a lot more on this topic. God bless, friends.
As of right now, you can notice that it's not mandatory, but it's gradualism and conditioning, you know, to get it voluntarily if you would like it, and change your license over. You know, I think you cannot fly out unless you have it. So So you may need a passport. You know, that's a very whole video. But look what, if you got restrictions from not having it to do things that was normal to do, then what you think is gonna happen eventually over time? It's mandatory. What you think is gonna happen when the scriptures say he calls of all, right? To make. The cause is to make, man. So let's move on.
Welcome to Humane.
This is the Humane AI Pin. It's a standalone device and software platform built from the ground up for AI. It comes in 3 colorways. Got Eclipse, Lunar, and Equinox. There's 2 pieces, a computer and a battery booster. And the battery booster powers a smaller battery inside the main computer. And this is how we achieve our all-day battery life.
So if you ever exhaust the booster, you just reach into your pocket or bag and hot swap it. This is a perpetual...
Right, so there's some technology that's gonna go well with when all these AI start taking over. And I really believe next year it's gonna be a drastic change, because they're passing these laws, or they're passing these bills into laws now. So that means the next following year, you should see it actually in motion. Trump just signed certain things dealing with going after criminals. You know, you DYNs, y'all in big trouble. All right, y'all in big trouble. Nero is after you. So let's move on, right?
Well, outrage in Queensland tonight after a local woman rocked up to her bank to withdraw cash, only to be told they didn't have any. Taryn Compton wanted to grab some notes to pay a tradie, but when she got to the ANZ ATM, she realised she'd forgotten her EFTPOS card. When she asked the teller for the money instead, she was told the bank doesn't carry cash.
And Taryn Compton's here.
So what that mean, which is this old, all this stuff is old, all right, it's past already, is that they're gearing you or conditioning you to not deal with cash, so you can deal with the technology thing, you know, the digital currency in which they would like for you to use. They take away cash, you won't be able to, you know, use the Federal Reserve note. You won't be able to use the paper money, whatever country you're in, and you will have to only use technology. You know, your money will be on a computer. Sort of like when we look in our banks, you look in your bank account, all you see is numbers, and every time you spend, you see it decrease. Well, you won't be able to store that in paper and put it in a shoebox under your bed. You know, you won't be able to hide money. I was thinking about Jeezy. For you brothers that know about young Jeezy, he had an interview that I recently came across, a little short interview. I didn't see the whole video, but he spoke about how he saved up, like, I don't know, I'm going to say maybe a couple 100,000, 200,000. I don't know how much it was, but it was a lot of money. And he said he saved it. It was cash, you know. Jeezy's supposed to be the snowman, dealing with the drugs and all that stuff. And he had his wave. But anyway, in the account that he said, basically with his sister, he said he had money, and he trusted his sister because he knew his sister loves him like that. Him and his sister got some special bond. And he left the money in her attic, and she had a husband, and basically the husband, I guess, fell on hard times and ended up using the money, and he was basically gonna, you know, destroy, take him out. And he told his sister what he was gonna do before he did it, and his sister basically told him, like, look, if you do that, you know where you're going, you know, but give me some time, I'm gonna call you back. She called him back and told him that she was getting a divorce from him because he did that, stole Jeezy money, whatever, her brother's money. But the moral of the point is that he stored all that money and had it for, I guess, for a long time. I don't know, months, maybe a year or two. He made it seem he had it left with her for a minute, for a long time. And he knew it was there in case he needed it, because he trusted her that she wouldn't touch it and shit. You won't be able to do that anymore, you know? Everything is going to be calculated. Everything is going to be under surveillance. You know, even a penny, 1 cent, they're going to know about it. So let's move on.
I'm at Whole Foods and I'm about to pay for my groceries with my...
see the video.
I'm at Whole Foods and I'm about to pay for my groceries with my.
So I don't know if she had the micro C hip. There's a video with a woman with the micro C hip and she paid. But this one here, I'm not sure if that was just her palm or she had the micro C hip. All right. I forgot, this is an older video, brother. I saw brothers throwing this up too a while back. But you see where it's led to. All right. It went from gold, well, bargaining system of gold, then silver, and gold and silver, now a Federal Reserve note, paper money, IOU, now from credit cards to credit cards, from cell phones, just, you know, near field communication, transactions through technology. And now it's going from technology to technology being in a person's hand. So what that's telling you, use your brain. You know, what's the final step? What's the final step? The prophecy. He calls of all. All right, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in his right hand on his forehead. Revelations 13:16. You know, kind of want to wrap it up. That's probably about
finish
it.
up with Bill Gates.
The Great Reset.
All right.
Hi, everybody.
I'm gonna leave it with that. I know it's some other good ones in here, but I'm gonna leave it with that one because
I'm at Whole Foods and I'm.
Because, you know, it shows you where the final call is at inside the body. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakodash. Double honors to my apostles and elder bishops here in Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Lord's elect. Shalom.